Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Kimberly Boscheman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we are going to take a deep dive into the upcoming super full moon lunar eclipse that's occurring on September 17th or 18th, depending on where you live in the world. So we're going to take a look at each life path number to see how these energies could affect you in the months that follow. Remember that an eclipse opens us up to a storyline or a new chapter that will likely unfold over the coming 6 months to a year. So this is a progressive energy that we'll be working with, but at the time of the eclipse, we should have a pretty good indication of what that storyline is. This particular eclipse, I love the energy that we're going to be working with. It's absolutely beautiful. It's very supportive. So I'm really looking forward to breaking down each life path number. One thing that I wanted to introduce with this moon reading is the animal wisdom messages, but they're going to be a little bit different than what I do for the month ahead. What I wanted to do is for the illumination is offer sort of a mantra word that you can use that's going to be driven by one of the animal spirits that come through. So it's not going to be quite as detailed as the month ahead animal wisdom messages, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to bring those in as well. And what better time to start than a super full moon lunar eclipse? Yay! Before we get into it, if you're listening on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell. For some reason, with the algorithm, a lot of times the only way you're going to know if I release a video is if you've hit the bell, and then you'll be sure to be notified when that video is released. The other thing is, of course, this is a general forecast. So if you want to take a look at your own personal numerology to get the best idea for how these vibrations and, your own personal numerology are working for you, then the best way to do that is, of course, to have a reading, and you can book some time with me. My information is in the description box below if you choose to do that. Okay, enough housekeeping. Let's get into it. Life path number 9. So for you all, you're going to be working with the vibration of the 26-8 for this eclipse. This is a really powerful vibration. And so this is really going to potentially bring in the opportunity to test and prove your inner strength and capabilities now. So that can sound a little intimidating, but really, over the course of the next 6 months and potentially up to a year, you could see opportunities present themselves now for you to shine, for you to showcase your talents, for you to showcase what it is that you bring to the table, and to not minimize that contribution, to really just, put your name behind it and be proud of that. And if there's something that you feel really gifted at, this is going to be the time to invest your energy into that. And I say if there's something that you're really talented at, there absolutely is. And it doesn't have to be something that other people recognize. It can be, again, what lights you up, what makes you feel good, where you have strengths. This is going to be a time to really put your focus and your energy there. And it could be you showcasing that, like opportunities might arise at this time for you to showcase those gifts. Or this could be a time where you really feel called to enhance them, right? So to go back to school, to get a mentor, to really increase your studies around whatever this is, or to, if it's something where you need to practice before you sort of feel confident in sharing it with others, then this is going to be a time where you need to find ways to do that, right? And practice before you put it out into the world type of thing. And how you get that practice will be up to you to discover. But this is definitely a time where it's highlighting for you your strengths, your capabilities, what it is that you came here to contribute in this moment. And remember, that can always be evolving and changing. So it's really about, in this moment, over the next 6 months, what is it that, you really want to strengthen? And in order to do that, it might pull from your inner strength. And really where that kind of comes in is if something presents for you where you've been sort of honing in on this, you've been becoming the expert, and now it's time for you to showcase it to the world, right? Or to the people who are your target audience, so to speak. And so there can be some resistance to that, especially if it's outside of your comfort zone. And so this is where that sort of inner strength comes in, is to, kind of just put yourself out there, right? What's the absolute worst that could happen? Even if it's, it's not well received for whatever reason. So your pride is a little bit, hurt. You'll get over that, and it's fine. And it doesn't mean that what you're putting out there is not good or worthy or any of those things. It just means that it might not be the right audience, right? So there's a lot here to kind of play with, and it depends on what sort of shows up for you. But it's definitely about I don't want to say proving yourself to others, because that's not what this is. It's more about proving yourself to yourself, right? So if there's something that you really feel talented with, you really feel excited about, and you want to showcase that, but the only thing holding you back is sort of you, this is going to be an opportunity for you to throw caution to the wind and put yourself out there, whatever that may be, and prove to yourself that you're capable of doing whatever you put your mind to. This is also a time where you just sort of are going to have to find your confidence and say yes to that greater stage that's calling, whatever that greater stage might be for you. And because you have the vibration of the 2 and the 6, 26-8, it could absolutely be about relationships. So for some of you, this could be about maybe you've been single for a while, maybe you've got burned in the past by relationships. This is absolutely an opportunity for you all to put yourself back out there and to be open to who presents at this time, and not sort of bring the baggage of the past forward into whatever relationships or connections come your way under this vibration, but to truly be open to who the other person is and allow them to be that, right? And to present in the way that they're meant to. But some of you could absolutely be sort of needing to find your confidence, again, to put yourself back out onto that greater stage and see who presents, and reminding yourself that, the past does not have to dictate the future unless we allow it to. So again, if you've had difficult relationships in the past, that does not mean that you're always going to have difficult relationships. That does not mean that you are sort of destined for, constant trials and tribulations in your relationships. So yeah, there's a lot that could present at this time. Business relationships are absolutely on the table. This is something where that might absolutely present at this time. And in those situations, I would say just remember that you are just as worthy as the other person that you're working with. So, you're just bringing a different talent to the table. You are just bringing different gifts, right? And expertise. No, there is no hierarchy. So, if you are moving into a business relationship, you just need to remember that about yourself and about the other person. You are equals entering into a contract. And I would say that that is absolutely the case with any relationship you enter into at this time, or any time. The other thing I would say is to continue to remind yourself, and you'll likely be put in positions where you're reminded of this, that you are capable and you are worthy. This is a beautiful energy for the power of expression. So there's a lot here about expressing yourself and, speaking up for yourself and sharing, but sharing from a place of your innate gifts, what you feel you came here to share, type of thing. And again, that can be support to another person. It doesn't have to be something fully tangible, right? You might be someone who is very supportive and just that great person to sort of be around for gaining that strength and that, helping people to sort of find their footing again. And you're a 9, so of course that's legitimate, right? And that could be what is needed right now in your relationships. And, so you might find that that's the stage that you step on. Is to really step into that power of the 9. So there's so much here, but truly it comes down to the power of expression and making sure that how you are expressing yourself feels good for you, and feels aligned for what you want, how you want to be expressing yourself in whatever platform shows up for you. Also, again, I will just reiterate, this is a beautiful energy for divine contracts. So any contract that you initiate under this time, whether it's a marriage, whether it's adoption, whether it's a business contract, whether it's just that soul contract, right? That's not on paper, but is soul aligned, has the potential to be very fulfilling and withstanding. So, I mean, could be a long-term relationship that you're entering into at this point in time. So definitely be open to who presents at this time. Again, don't let the past dictate the future if the past was a little shaky. For your animal wisdom message for the eclipse, you've got mouse energy. And I think this is so beautiful because it really does bring back this innocence. And so it's basically saying, come back to the sweet and simple things in life. So if things start to feel too big, too grand, then this is going to be the time to also find that balance and come back to whatever brings you peace and joy and contentment. And that might mean just looking at, finding the beauty within your surroundings and just taking time to smell the flowers. So beautiful energy here, nines, potential for some big opportunities for self-expression. So make sure you take those opportunities. Hope it's a great one. Take care. Bye for now.